Hello YouTube, it is the weekend, so time to work on the E30. The angle kit's pretty much done. I just want to show it all before the car gets put back together. So here's my spacers I made. Let me bring it up. So this is just hunk of aluminum, milled some holes out in the correct location, and then using the turntable just kind of hollowed out this area so I could fit the nuts were recessed in, so that the hub, when I bolt this the hub onto this, it doesn't contact it. I wanted to explain what these spacers do and why they are the main part of the angle kit. So you can see I have extended control arm. That doesn't actually give you any angle whatsoever. Longer tie rod does nothing. So this part right here is the key. So you can see this hole right here, this hole right here are the original hub mounting location for this one's the control arm, this one's the tie rod, and you can see they're much farther apart than where I mounted them. And the closer in you get these two, the pivot point, which is the control arm, and then the tie rod, which steers, the closer those are together, the quicker the steering response and the more angle you can get. So that's why you see, you know, on 240s the knuckle modification where they just move the tie rod location in towards the center of the hub. This is just the same thing. I'm just using a spacer to do that, just because I want it all bolt on. I don't want to weld anything. If I need new coilovers and hubs, I just want to go out and get some and bolt it on. Another thing is, this is a spacer, so you can see the tie rod and control arm location moves down. This is an inch, and that helps with roll center. So roll center, basically your control arm, the angle from where it bolts to the car out to your hub, if it's down like this, that's good roll center. So if it's angled down towards the hub, that's good. That means your front end won't want to body roll as much. But if you're really lowered, you know, and you're race car, you want to be low, that means your control arm's pointed up like this, which is bad, because then that means your roll center gets farther away from the center of gravity, which induces body roll in the front, which is, you know, makes you get a bigger sway bar, makes you do all this other stuff to delete that when you don't have to. So the spacer actually moves the control arm down and completely almost deletes roll center. About an inch of roll center on a lower E30 is pretty much good. That's what the wisefab kit is, about an inch. So that way I may not even have to run a sway bar, and I'll have less body roll than a lot of other cars. Now that's the second aspect besides moving them in. Now the third aspect to this spacer is, you can see the control arm location just moves over, but the tie rod location moves over and up. So let me get a top down. So you can see here it just moves over, the tie rod moves over and up. So this offset, because the standard hub, pretend there's a straight line going between these holes, that's not actually pointing in the direction of movement of the car. So they're a little bit offset, so it'd be kind of like this when the car is pointed more or less this way. And offsetting this tie rod location deletes Ackerman angle. Now if you don't know what Ackerman angle is, I can do a video on it, but there's a lot of videos out there. Basically, when you're in a drift, you want both wheels turned the same amount of angle, whereas normal cars don't have that. Because when you're turning in a parking lot or something, you want the outside wheel turned less and the inside wheel turned more, so it's smooth. But in a drift car, you don't want that. So that's what this deletes, is Ackerman. So if I move the tie rod over just the same amount I did this, I would gain steering angle, but I would still have Ackerman. So I'd move this up, so now the center line where the car is going is directly in line with both of these bolts, and that way I delete Ackerman, so both my wheels turn the same amount of angle both ways at the same time. So that's a little bit about the spacer. Super easy to make. A little bit of time consuming to get all the measurements correctly. But this should give me about 72 to 75 degrees of steering angle. Now my problem is I'm hitting the tire right there, so I gotta get some different offset wheels. But yeah, that's a little update video. The car should be going together and be on the ground this weekend. The Mega Squirt is still kind of in pieces, but it's mostly wired up. It should start here pretty soon. It's been a while. I know I said it started, or it should start earlier, but whatever. Things happen. So yeah, that's the update video. Can't think of anything else more. That's about it. So I'll make another video when the angle's actually done, sitting on the ground. I'll maybe put some fenders on it so you can see how much it pokes, and just to give you a reference for angle. In the distant future, maybe late winter, I'm thinking about producing some of these angle kits. So if you're interested, just let me know in the comments. Say, hey, I'd buy a kit for a couple $100, maybe $500, to get wisefab angle for a third of the price. So just leave a little comment. Until next time, thanks for watching.